Born in a family of farmers in Umraj, a small village near Pune, Bhaskar Hande was hardly likely to have gone to art school in the first place because no one from his family ever diverted to other profession. In such community, to become an artist seems a useless novelty. But he was decided to tread a different path. After passing out of high school, eventually he came to Bombay, searching for an opportunity to learn further. But first he had to fend himself. He did all sorts of jobs from distributing newspapers to signboard painting till he joined JJ School of Arts to get a diploma of commercial arts. During his studies in the art school, Bhaskar Hande won state award for arts twice. After getting a diploma, he started working as an illustrator and a visualizer. In the same time, he wanted to pursue his further studies abroad. Eventually, Bhaskar got an optimistic response from the Netherlands, where he specialized himself in monumental designing and painting. In the same period in Netherlands, Bhaskar Hande, a versatile artist, acquired more dimensions to his personality. Besides a painter, he is a sculptor and a poet too. Recently, Bhaskar Hande came into limelight after his recent series on thematic paintings inspired by the poems of India's one of the most famous and well-known poet, the Marathi mystic Tukaram. Let's meet the artist and know more about his journey from realistic paintings to abstract paintings. You are basically from a farmer's family. So how come you choose art as a profession?
Directly to join the college was not possible immediately. Means after secondary school. So I came to Bombay and I thought I'll find some job and then join the
College.
college, night college, or working in the night time and day college. That kind of possibilities I was searching in Bombay. Simultaneously, I have to find the jobs to pay my
Fees.
fees and other expenses because I wanted to be on that way, not to get money from the brothers or family.
Hailing from a remote village like Umraj, Bhaskar Hande came to Bombay after completing his higher secondary examination and started working as a signboard painter. Later, when he could join the JJ School of Applied Arts, a minor difficulty arose as he found it inconvenient to switch from painting huge canvases to small painting boards. It was during this phase that he was able to develop his creativity and also win a lot of prestigious awards like Camlin Award and 2 state awards for his paintings.
So joining JJ school must be a turning point in your life
Yeah,
because
that
you got the professional training.
when I was in JJ, I feel yeah that is turning point. Means something happening in life, so I can at least learn some other subjects.
You wanted to pursue further studies in abroad. So usually we see that most of the Indian artists prefer to go to London or to Paris or to latest New York art schools. So it's different to choose Netherlands. How come you
Yeah.
chose Netherlands to study further?
That was after my getting diploma. In the diploma year, I won my second state award plus Camlin awards, and after that, after examination, I was directly on the job.
Job.
And in the job, I found yes, I was just visiting visualizer for 2 hours in advertising agency. In that time, I feel this is not enough. What I learned in 5 years, it is just starting. So shall I do in the further life? Because 5 years, the span was very short.
That's
It
true.
happens much, but it seems to be very little. So I asked to my friends, and then they advised me to, if you want to go to abroad, we can help you out. They gave me the addresses. I applied for 5 countries, and Netherlands was the first
To give you response.
response, and that was the one part. Second, I didn't have that much money to pay the that expenses like in America or in Italy. So Netherlands was economically also was better. Which course is not in India? For that course you can go abroad. On that ground, the monumental first choice was the environmental design. That was in Ahmedabad. But environmental design was purely for architecture students. It was not for commercial students. You must pass the architecture and then go to that course. So I find the monumental designing and painting. So it is painting with the designing. And when I've entered in the academy in Netherlands, the subject was quite different. There was painting, but painting first emotional and then emotions goes means on the big canvases.
When we think of Netherlands, we only remember Rembrandt and Van Gogh. So, would you like to tell about that?
Yeah, because I think when I learn the history of art, I learn the Mondrian is the most my favorite uh,
Painter.
painter, and Van Gogh and Rembrandt is always there. But when I went to Netherlands, I learned Mondrian is one of the most painter of this century. And Rembrandt's light, when you see the films or when you see the Renaissance paintings, the light is the main factor he captured 400 years ago. That was fascinating. The Van Gogh's paintings, the emotions in it, the color scheme, and the way of making the paintings was just
Brilliant.
fascinating. It's, it inspires me sometimes how he did that things of his age of 37. And Mondrian is from realistic to the complete abstract in the square. His last what he painted is just squares. So that lifespan was very big. And when I was studying the monumental designing and painting, that time I studied these painters also, means watching their originals.
Would you tell us what monumental designing and painting means?
When you think about the monument and monumental designing and painting, the first place the pyramids comes in the sight, or Verol's
Caves
caves comes, also cave paintings of the Ajanta
and pillars.
and the pillars. But what happened in last century, the British imposed their rules about everything, archaeological rules, or how to draw, how to paint, how to making the monuments, and we forgot our monuments. So like Vithoba, since 13th century, he stands on the brick, very much monumentally. very much. Is this form is come to this form, it is just a miracle. Miracle in the sense one mm, devotee said to God, stand on the brick, and he stand till now. And from that emotions, we making these things. There are many Vitobas in the temples, but as a monument, I feel that was the strong point to make the square in the form of Vithoba. But simultaneously, the devotee and deity is the same square, putting in the differently, and he sitting front of the God very strongly, like with it should be the monument, and the form could be any size. Means it could be the very small square, or it could be the huge standing on the mountain, or somewhere means standing on the ground. That kind of study means proportionately you can see such a thing very small and very big. That comes in the monumental designing.
Besides a contemporary artist, you are a poet and a sculptor. Your recent book of poems is illustrated. So, how did it occur to you to illustrate your poems?
The poems become there, the friends.
Hmm.
I talk myself because I cannot loudly talk, so
You express yourself
I
through
express
poems.
two poems. I had feelings always. I had started to write poems in Bombay also, but in '83 in Netherlands I feel completely alone. In the academy, I cannot speak their language first place, and when you go to just walk on the seaside or walking in the markets, there is no one like you. There might be many peoples like me, but for myself, nobody talking my language, nobody thinking what I am thinking in my mind. So, arriving in the small room and then start to write, it flew directly out.
Earlier, Bhaskar Hande was painting realistic forms. Later on, he started to metamorphose into the abstract form. The seed nuclei, which was to become a concise series of paintings, first occurred as a symbolic illustration of his own poems. The idea of expressing the forms of divinity through colors found root in Tukaram's poetry, and thus emerged a very contemporary series, Your Form is My Creation. Hande's paintings, executed in the same abstract form, are neither illustrative nor narrative, yet subtly suggestive of its cultural origin.
What inspired to make you your recent series, a thematic series of paintings based on poems of Saint Tukaram?
In 1990, I started to think about some poems and made some sketches. So it was just another experience, and that sketches becomes series, series of drawings.
Today we met an interesting and versatile artist. In the next program of ours, you will meet Bhaskar Hande as well as a well-known poet and a translator of Tukaram's poems, Dilip Chitre. Both of them, they will explain about their impressions and the paintings.